Aries.
Hello everyone, welcome to your March forecast, that of 2015. Before we start today, there's a couple of little news lines, and I want to give a shout out to one specific person out there that has come to my attention, brought to me by many of you, and thank you for that. But one of you out there probably listening now has uploaded, or should I say, downloaded my videos and uploaded them to their channel as their own content. And that's not cool. That's not the way we do it on YouTube. But to the rest of you, not even for you who did this, you might not, be well versed in how YouTube works. But you're all free to take my channel and feature it as a favorite channel on your YouTube page, or you can embed the code and put it on your web page. That is perfectly fine. But it is not cool to download and upload it as your own. So hopefully you won't be doing that now for this month in March. I would rather not have to go around the whole YouTube system to get them down. So anyway, then the good news also here this month for you is that we have now a newsletter that I want you to sign up for. You're going to see the sign up form right here to be giving away a free private reading every month. So when you sign up, we can draw your name. And it's easy, just your first name, don't need the last name, just your first name and your email. And I want to thank all of you who's already found your way to my website even before it has been announced. So there's already a huge sign up for it. And the other good thing is, it's when I address you here every month, I do it through 12 different channels, because you're in 12 different signs. Through the newsletter, I can reach all of you with new content, new videos, which I will be posting to the newsletter only, not here on YouTube, but you will get those things, all those goodies here on the newsletter. So be sure to sign up here now. It's just to pause the video, click the sign up button, come back, and then re-listen to what now is coming up for you here in March. Let's take a look at that. Hello Aries, this is your forecast for March 2015, and you'll see that things are going to start picking up a little bit more speed again this month. February was really good. It was more tranquil. It was dynamic in a good sense of just moving and flowing forward, minus of course the retrograde of Mercury, which turned direct February 11th. So, but yeah, March should be a very creative month for you. You have a lot of focus now that's going to be coming out into your solar first house. So those of you who are born very early as Aries, happy birthday to you. They're late month. But yes, as the planets now are going to start dropping into that first house of yours, you're going to see how your energies are going to activate, and you're going to be positioning yourself more now out towards the world. But until end of the month, you still have a lot going on here now in your 12th house, which is more, shall I say, the karmic clean-out time of the year for you is always the month before your birthday. That's when you reflect and reevaluate what you have been able to bring forward, what you've been able to build and expand upon throughout the year. And it's a time when we figure out what we want to take with us and what we want to weed out. It's a time to relax, recharge your batteries. It's a time to be creative and silent so you can listen on the inside, listen to your higher self. It's a spiritual house. It's also the karmic house, the 12th house is. And that's currently where your sun is. That's also where your new moon is going to be here this month, Aries. And the new moon in this area is you putting down your intentions to say, I'm going to make this little room a little time each and every month, not just this once a year. But if you can create a living schedule at least once a month to have that little clear out, because karmically we move ahead in our life and we attract better karma when our path is clean. If we just keep rushing ahead and we're not really looking at clearing out, we accumulate a lot of karma, and then down the road it comes back as boomerangs. So we want to make sure that our path is nice and tidy. That's what the 12th house is good for, and what March symbolizes for you each and every year. This new moon, not only is it a time for intentions, Aries, but we have a total solar eclipse, new moon solar eclipse on the same day here, and this will be March 20th. So put that on your calendar. As you know, new moons are always about new beginnings, initiations to start. And when you have a total solar eclipse on the same day here, well, what that does, eclipses always eliminates. You clear out for good certain things that no longer behoove you on your path. As humans, we evolve and we become more of who we are. And in order to evolve, there's stages. It's like the space capsule throwing off, certain things so it can ascend. And the same thing with us as we are ascension beings. So it's going to be a beautiful solar eclipse. And with that new moon energy, they're powerful, really powerful. And it's right on smack, nearly just seconds away from your rising sign here, which is Aries 0 degrees, because this new moon solar eclipse will be 29 degrees and some 50 odd minutes there. So we're only seconds away from it being so cuspal. So like a double whammy energy, creative energy, new focus, new goals, new drive. All of this is going to catapult you like a Sputnik this month. And not only that, but then we also do have Mars and Venus in your sign. And for you here, that is wonderful. We don't always get to see them cruising along here together. And Venus is love. It's going to be a good month, a romantic month for you. I feel you'll be radiant and you'll be shining, Aries. Venus in the first house for females is always very radiant, beautiful, you're attractive. Mars there is your ruler. Having that in the first house, that catapults you with your energy, drive, goals, and ambitions. So fantastic, a great month here. And then of course they are all going to pass over Uranus. Uranus, which has been in this area for you for a long time now. Uranus denotes change. Whether that be change that you are anticipating and creating all on your own, but Uranus will also be that factor that comes in and bestows upon you unexpected situations. Now, when it's good, having a Venus to Uranus, that's new love, it's excitement, there might be a surprise coming in with Mars, new beginnings, actions, and so forth. That can be kind of experimental. Uranus is very experimental. So that is good. As long as your Uranus is placed harmoniously in your chart, you should be doing absolutely fine. Now, I do get these questions. It's like, it sounds all good on these general scopes, and why is it good for some people and why is it not good for others when a fantastic aspect comes into being, a transit? And that is, I can't see your personal chart here, but if you know your personal chart, say if that planet there is harmoniously aspected to other planets, and here comes what we're talking about for this whatever month we're mentioning, then that will trigger all the good stuff. Now, if that birth planet upon which it's touching is not in a good place, say squared or opposed, difficult aspect with other difficult planets, and then what we're talking about right now touches it, it's going to amplify everything, and then it becomes like a domino game. So you can see how that works. So we're talking the general influences of you having both Mars and Venus in Aries is great. So you will have that at least until the 18th. You'll have Mars all month, but Venus will ingress, move into its next sign, which is Taurus, here on March 18th. Then Venus will be home, as we say it, because Venus rules Taurus. So after the 18th, Venus is going to express itself now through more of the sensual, not just the energetic of Marsy Aries, but the sensuality of Taurus. This is a time for you where you want to perhaps go and buy a new wardrobe, beautification, all those things, they come under Taurus, rules that. New shoes, new purses, new haircuts, all that. Shopping time, after the 18th. Great for you, Aries. So, yeah, we also want to talk a little bit about Saturn here. Saturn will be retrograding this month, and that is from March 15th. So you've all had a little taste and feel how it was when it shifted in December to your sister sign of Sagittarius. Okay, so I feel a lot of you, especially those born very early in your sign, got to feel how new responsibility has already shown up in your life, that you feel perhaps that you are growing above and beyond whatever has been your challenges. You're more empowered in the now, stronger, mastering those elements of your life that are important to you. And especially in the area now of which is the 9th house where Saturn is here for you. And that has to do with higher education, schools, taking on classes. Some of you may be traveling a little bit more or wanting to. And so mastering these skills of this higher education and inspiration. Now, you've opened the doors for it. Saturn is going to pull back again and go into Scorpio. That's back into the 8th house, and that's what you have been working on over the last 2.5 years. That means that now for the next 4 to 5 months, Saturn is going to help you tie up all the loose ends, because not all of you have cleaned up the loose ends yet for what happened here the last 2.5 years. So that is all good. It's to support you, not to punish you, right? We always want to be friends. And on the up and up with Saturn, we get so much done and we lift and rise. And so, yes. So we have that. Then we have the full moon here, Aries, this month. Full moon for you is here in Virgo. That is your 6th house of your day-to-day schedules, routines, your health, your diets, working out, and also spending more time perhaps with your co-workers, interacting with them. And the full moon always brings things in a full way. It's a completion, full. Things that you started 14 days ago will now conclude itself on the 5th. So we go from that new moon, initiation, planting new seeds, full moon, harvesting, right? So you're harvesting what you planted as intentions last month. Having it in Virgo, Virgo is very organized. It tends to think a lot, strategize, organize. So you might feel that that is a good way to spend your full moon day, to getting things kind of structured around you. Wonderful way to spend your energy. But yes, it's going to be a beautiful here full moon in Virgo. I'm thinking what I'm wanting to do here, changing things up a little bit here, is to talk about how the planets are influencing you in your houses and your signs, the aspects. And then I'm going to do a separate video where we can do all the dates, all right, where you can have calendar dates, what you can expect will happen on those dates, instead of taking it in on this video. So I will attach a little here that you can click on at the end of the video, so listen straight through, and then click on all the important dates of what you can expect this month coming up in March. That gives me more time now to kind of really sink into what the planets are trying to tell you, so what you can experience and feel this month. So we talked about Venus and Mars in your sign. They're interacting in a way here romantically, also initiating new starts, new beginnings for you, energetically in Aries. When Venus goes into Taurus, like I said, it's a time to shop, it's a time to look at your money, how you spend it, how you're earning it, what you can up and maybe perhaps also attract new income streams. Fantastic way to do so. Taurus is really good about money, and so when Venus is there, this is the time of the year for you, which is the best time of the entire year to set down new thoughts, okay, crunch your numbers. Mars won't move into that area before early here next month in April, so it's going to be there straight through in your 1st house through that of March. So let's look at Jupiter, still in your fun house, where you have all those things you love to do in your leisure time. Jupiter is expanding the area, your interaction with children. Children become a very integral part of your life at this time. But it's also not to forget the inner child within you, to bring it out, to have fun, to play, let your hair out, you know, and hang loose. You need that, Aries, because you're such a high energetic type of person through all your time, right? And Jupiter only comes here once every 12 years, so this is the time for you to do the things that you love to do. Many of you, I see, is also down, considering, thinking, to open up your own business. And for those of you who are engaging into those thoughts, between now and, I'd like to say here, end of summer is a wonderful time. You don't have to start it, to put it that way. You don't, or in other words, you don't have to launch it. But as long as Jupiter is in this area for you, I would say spend the time creatively to think and visualize exactly what it is you want to see as an outcome down the line for your business. And then whether it takes months or maybe even years to get there, that doesn't matter. But this is when Jupiter is planting the seeds in this area of creativity and self-expression and the businesses that you own. And you know you can do it. Many of you you have so many talents and skills to bring to the forefront. And since Jupiter is in your sister sign, it's the best time for you right now. Trust me on that. Then we also have Pluto. You're still, a lot of you, transforming the way you work, how you work, maybe even making major decisions as far as your career. Some of you are changing to the point where you're actually heading into a new direction. This is not for you late. Aries, this is probably for those of you born in the 2 first weeks of your sign. You've come to see that you have changed up your goals. And who knew, right? You started out really super strong in one direction and thinking this is my life goal. And then you've come to see that, wow, there's more. There's more of who I am on the inside that I want to express and work with. So a lot of change for many of you, and for the rest of you born in the last 2 weeks of your sign, you'll see this over the next coming years. So it's not like right around the corner for you late Aries, but be open-minded already now to start thinking what it is you desire, and then know that those changes will be coming. For the most part, it will be coming through your choice, all right? Not thrown on you like Uranus may do. Pluto is more like, okay, I feel I've completed or I've mastered this level. And when we master something, then we're just cruising, you know, like on a tabletop mountain. There's nothing more. And that can be a little boring for a lot of you Arians because you're so adventurous. It's like, okay, I have arrived, now what, right? You want a new mountain to climb. So, yeah, so that's what Pluto's doing up there. We got Mercury here in your 11th house for social activity and communication. And of course, retrograde until that on the February end to February 11th. But that is now starting to pick up speed, okay? We're in March now, and 13 degrees here. We're starting off top of the month. And so you have all of March pretty much to catch up with those things of social activity. Many of you will be more active within groups and organizations, maybe on your social networks like Facebook and your Instagram and whatnot, and maybe even communicating with and meeting new people to communicate with. So that's awesome. That is really, really nice. Okay, Aries, now you can click on this button to go and get the reading for all the dates that are really super important for you, for your romance, your finances, for work and whatnot, the days to really take advantage of, the days to lay low, you know. So I have this here too, and I will see you next month. Bye now.